Hello, my name is Brandon Mazzoni, and I'll be talking to you today about how I almost got eaten by a shark. One Saturday morning, my father woke me up abruptly, in a panic because we had woken up late. Although it had only been 20 minutes, we were running late as it was. So I quickly grabbed my sweats, grabbed a few protein bars, and grabbed my fishing license and headed out to the car. After about 5 minutes of warming the car up, my father and I hit the road. We went ahead and hit our classic places of the gas station and Starbucks. We headed south on Interstate 5 as we were drinking our coffee, listening to sports radio, and talking about my first year at college. And then after about 2 hours, we arrived in a small fishing town near Raymond, Washington. We were meeting one of my dad's friends from high school who was going to take us out on his boat and show us how to deep sea fish. When we arrived there, his friend Jake was not quite ready yet, so we helped him clean his boat off from the day before and get the boat ready for the fishing trip that day. Around 5 a.m. we headed out of the bay where the boat was parked into the sea. The sea wasn't quite very happy. In fact, there was a dense fog that had set in and there were swells reaching nearly 15 feet high. I wasn't really worried at first until Jake looked at my father and I and told us to strap in and grab life vests. That's when I knew we had to worry. For a grueling hour and a half, we finally made it out about 30 miles offshore where we hit calm seas, the fog had lifted, and the sun was out. We were ready to fish. So it took us about 20 minutes to get everything set up and ready to go. And as soon as the lines hit the water, we were catching fish as soon as the lines hit the water. My father and I weren't quite used to this. We're naturally river fishermen, hiking through dense forest until we come to a river and hopefully catching a few salmon that day. We weren't really ready for what was to come. When we were in the ocean, we were catching all kinds of 10-pound rockfish, nothing that you'd want to hang on your wall. After about 30 minutes, we had reeled in 40 fish or so, and Jake talked to us about how bored he was getting and how he was ready for some more adventure. My father and I are always up for an adventure, so we were, of course, ready to go with him. He told us this wise tale of this large shark that swam the waters. No one had ever really seen it, but it had eaten a bunch of people and destroyed boats. We didn't really know if we believed him, but when he told us that he had personally seen it, we thought, why not? We headed due west for about another 2 hours until we were 100 miles offshore. Now, when you're out this far, the water is deep, and it really makes you think that how long it would take you to hit the bottom if you had happened to go overboard. So when we stopped the boat, Jake went ahead and headed downstairs, or below deck, and brought out this big, large box that said, "Do not open." I didn't really know what to expect. When I asked him what was in the box, he told me that there was a couple dynamite sticks and a gun. I was thinking, what the heck did my father and I get ourselves into? Jake had told us this large, elaborate plan of his to lure the shark in, then stick a few sticks of dynamite with some bait and try to kill the fish. I told him that it wasn't the brightest idea and that we would end up blowing ourselves up and becoming shark food. So we decided just to lure the shark in and then decide what to do. After a couple hours, Jake yelled at my father and I that he thinks he sees the shark. We both get up on the deck and start looking around, and sure enough, we see this large object swimming towards us. We're panicking, trying to figure out what we should do to catch it. Then all of a sudden, the shark runs right into the side of the boat, and I go over the boat. In a sheer panic, I didn't quite know what to do. And as soon as I figured out what had happened, I was staring face to face with a 20-foot-long great white shark. I felt a hand reach down and grab the back of my shirt and lift me out of the water. And I landed on the deck. Jake threw the boat into gear and we took off. We never looked back, and that was the time I had almost gotten eaten by a shark.